One thing that I really feel was missing from the Star Wars sequel trilogy is, of course, both Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac all working together with their characters Finn, Poe, and Rey like Luke, Leia, and Han in the original trilogy. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I really wanted to focus in on the characters of Rey, Poe, and Finn. Now, one thing that we do know is that these characters will be working all together in Episode 9. Something that we have yet to see in the sequel trilogy, and this is an aspect of Star Wars that I think a lot of people really want to see on the big screen. Now, with that being said, in case you guys didn't know, Jordan is one of the big filming locations for Episode 9. A lot is really going on over there, and this all has to do mainly with Rey and, of course, Finn. Now, Daisy Ridley filmed a sequence over in Jordan last week that included her with using a blue lightsaber while sprinting across a desert before being lifted into the air by use of wirework. Behind Daisy, there was an explosion showing lots of sand rising from the surface behind her, indicating that this was a blast from a TIE fighter of some ship in the sky. A sequence was shot including Daisy and/or Daisy's stunt double, lying on the ground with the extras dressed as some type of creatures, running toward her, using blaster props with Daisy using her lightsaber to deflect the blast that would later be added in with CGI. Another sequence involved both Daisy and John Boyega on a speeder together, being chased by 3 other speeders. Now, there was one speeder set on fire in the distance, which tells us that this is not just a chase, but a chase similar to the one on Endor. Oscar Isaac was also with the puppeteer for BB-8 as they started running for cover from danger. And lastly, Daisy was also seen using a blaster, taking down some new types of stormtroopers decked in black. These could be shadow troopers of some kind from Legends material. Now, one thing that I really do want to go over is the similarities that I did notice here about this and of course, Return of the Jedi's Endor chase. Now, to me, both Daisy Ridley and John Boyega as Rey and Finn on top of a speeder being chased by other speeders sounds like it's going to be a direct parallel to that of what we saw on the planet Endor, or the forest moon of Endor, I should say. But yeah, I think that this is most definitely a parallel to that. That's one thing to expect in a Star Wars movie, but it's all about not just copying it flat out. Now, do keep in mind, this world, alright, that they are filming for over in Jordan is a desert world. So essentially, we're getting that Endor chase that we saw in Return of the Jedi on a desert planet with different creatures on those speeders. So the creatures on the speeders, obviously they're not stormtroopers, they're changing things up a bit here and there, but it seems like at the very core, J.J. Abrams is kind of just using that scene and kind of mixing certain new elements in there in order to make it feel a little bit more differentiated from the other. Now, the other thing that I do want to go over, which we heard about lightly, I believe it was last week, is the fact that Daisy Ridley is using a blue lightsaber. Now, what's up with this? Why would she be using a blue lightsaber? Does this indicate that she repairs the Skywalker lightsaber, or is this a completely, new design? Is this a complete new design, or just a brand new lightsaber that she either finds or constructs for herself by the guidance of Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost? I don't know. They could always add in a different color with CGI if they really wanted to, but again, on these Star Wars movies, on the sets of these films, they always use those fake lightsabers. They're basically Force FX lightsabers on set. And in The Force Awakens, they did this as well, with Adam Driver and Daisy using, the blue and the red crossguard lightsabers. They were actually lit up, and you could see them on set, and they didn't change the colors for that. The same thing actually went for The Last Jedi. They used the same exact type of props. And now in Episode 9, Daisy is holding a blue one on this desert world. So I think that it's 2 big possibilities here. Number 1, this is the Skywalker lightsaber repaired, or number 2, this is her own brand new lightsaber. What would I like to see? I would honestly like her to construct a lightsaber of her own, but actually show us her constructing it under the guidance of Luke Skywalker. I think that would be the more reasonable way to go. Lastly, the thing that I do want to go over here, of course, you know, BB-8 with Poe Dameron taking cover from these extras dressed as new types of stormtroopers. That actually has to do with Daisy Ridley taking some shots at them using a blaster prop. What's really interesting to me is that if you guys actually check out the Shadow Troopers, they are very much like the Death Troopers, except they look like your traditional stormtroopers from the original trilogy, except black. So, I like the armor. You know, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I really do love the armor of the stormtroopers called the Shadow Troopers. It's like the shiny black material, and they're primarily, basically, the Death Troopers. Just, that's the original version. I would really love to hear what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments. Very intriguing stuff for sure. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.